Usaluka. Usaluka Usaway. Hey y'all. So now it's not gonna be automatically to Patreon because my login stuff, I'm still like, I don't understand what's going on with that. Trying to get that sorted out. But it is going to be, hey, it is going to be automatically uploaded to to YouTube. So I can just use the link to put on Patreon, even though it's not like streaming directly to Patreon. I will figure that out. I've been trying. I started trying. Hey, Cass. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Nasha. How y'all doing? How was y'all week? I'm rolling up right quick. So while I'm rolling up, let's check in right quick. How did your week go? How were you led or pushed to show flexibility, to show dexterity? How were you pushed and shown to let go of the illusion of control this week? Because when I tell you each and every last one of them things was present for me this week, I mean every last one of them. Okay? This week was rough. Someone tried to hack your IG. Denied. Access denied. Hey, Michelle. Basically, I switched my period immediately. Yep. Very long. Just did whatever, no routine like I usually do. Sometimes we need breaks from our routines. That could be a sign that it's time to tweak your routine a little bit, or for whatever you're experiencing right now. You might need to be doing something slightly different. Also, Crystal, I'm trying to think if I sent you something. I asked you for your address, right? Did I actually send? I need to. I don't remember if I actually sent you what I was thinking of sending you. I might have, but I definitely thought about you a few times this week, Crystal. Okay, so today, in today's live, I'm going to give you guys some updates about Patreon. Now, there are some Patreon tiers which gives you access to standalone products. I don't sell products. Generally, I don't sell products outside of consultations. You def got adopted hold on by consultations, but there are the motherwort and the turmeric tiers. You guys have access to standalone products, so I'm going to talk a bit about what that means for those tiers today. I'm going to add some clarity about that. Yes, blessed to see another day, Nasha. That's what I'm talking about. That cat that adopted you is so stinking cute. And it's funny, I was just watching Charmed yesterday, and there was that, I be getting downloads from Charmed. Whenever I feel blocked, I like do things that help me relax, but I ask that whatever messages are supposed to be coming to me, and while I'm in that state of overwhelm, make their way to me through like whatever I'm using to relax. So I was watching Charmed yesterday, and it was definitely the episode where Leo and Piper were in marriage counseling, and so they were going down, in their memory of their relationship and their familiar. Something was like chasing their familiar, and it talks about how like the familiar, which was a cat, like adopted them, and then it just left when it was done. Why he gotta be petty? What he do that's petty? Yes, Nacho, get him some sardines and some white rice. I'm trying to hurry up and so you know what? I might send you some catnip from my garden. So you have for shit. My bad. So you have for the little kitty baby. I might send you some catnip from my garden that you'll have for the little kitty baby. And of course I just spilled all my cannabis. That's definitely what I'm gonna do because I definitely have some fresh dried catnip. It's been drying for about a week now. I think it's dry enough for me to be able to send you some without it molding in transit. I'm gonna send some treats for the baby. I mean, what he was supposed to do when he wasn't listening. Hey, MJ, I've been seeing you go live, MJ. It's always when I'm like driving or when I'm doing something, so I haven't been able to pop in, but I see you doing your thing, and I'm gonna pull up on you as soon as possible. But I see you going live. MJ Hatteran, he does art and he's absolutely fucking amazing. And he be going live and showing his art and stuff like that. I assume that's what he's doing. But yeah, go check him out. Hey Lolly. I'm glad you in here, Lolly, because I'm giving updates too. And so I wanted to talk about the fire starter as well. Give me a second to just roll up. I be meaning to roll up ahead of time, but rolling up with y'all is kind of like taking our deep breaths together for me. That's what it feels like. Okay. So, let me see. What should I talk about first? You're welcome, MJ. Okay, first I'm going to talk about the standalone products because as I get into the stuff that I've been working on, like the consecrated papers. Oh, who watching on YouTube? Hey, whoever you are, it don't say, it just says one person. Hey, you. So yeah, so as I talk about like the consecrated papers, and hey, Ma Maria, as I talk about the consecrated papers, tea blends, and stuff, y'all know how to order them. Okay, so there are 2 tiers on pay. Let me backtrack. Pull up. My Patreon has 4 tiers that you can join. The first tier is B Bomb. And B Bomb tier is $3 a month. And the B Bomb grouping, the B Bomb tier gives you access to the week at a glance forecast reading, a month at a glance reading, and any product creation videos. So like when I do the videos of me consecrating things, if I were to ever do a video, not if I were to ever, when I do the videos about me creating tinctures, salves, the moisturizing sealants, anything like that, when I do those videos, the B Bomb tier will also have access to that as well. The second tier is but also with that, like through over the week, like reflection. So like how I've been reflecting during the week and at the end of the week, that's something that I want to be doing more intentionally with you guys. Like it's something I do myself, but I definitely want to bring you guys into that as well. So that's also something that the B Bomb tier for $3 a month will have access to as well. The second tier is Borage, and that's $7 a month. And the Borage tier gets everything that the B Bomb tier gets, as well as a birthday month 3-card reading. So the month of your birthday. So when you sign up for Patreon, make sure you send me your birthday and make sure that you're putting in your address as well. Okay. But as well as a birthday month 3-card reading, the month at a glance readings, those in the Borage tier also receive 7% off consultations. That's 7% off consultations. 7% off consultations. Okay. And that's for like the full consultations that you purchase. That starts at $77. They also will receive access to those product creation videos and tutorials and such. Okay. The Motherwort tier is the third tier for $11 a month, and they get everything the Bee Balm and Borage tiers get, as well as so one thing that I'm going to start to do, hey Charlie, is reading at the end of the week to kind of wrap things up. And so starting this coming week, in addition to receiving this weekly forecast reading, those in the Motherwort and the Turmeric tiers will also receive an end of the week, like culmination kind of wrapping it up reading. They also receive, Motherwort and Turmeric receives an extended month at a glance reading. We'll talk more about that as we get into the readings today. Motherwort, those in the Motherwort tier for $11 a month also receive $10% off consultations, a year at a glance 4-card reading at the new year, or that can happen on your birthday. Okay. And they also receive a birthday gift, which is a mini consultation, a free mini consultation with the treatment product that is linked to that. The Motherwort tier also receives access to standalone samples. So that means like I'm about to talk about the consecrated papers and the tea blends. If anyone in the Motherwort tier was interested in those tea blends or in those consecrated papers, they would not need to have a consultation with me first to decide before they decide which tea blend they'd like to order. They'd just be able to hit me up and order the sample. The Turmeric tier is my last tier, and that's $25 a month. And the Turmeric tier, they receive a 7-card week at a glance reading, a culmination of the week weekly reading, a month at a glance reading. They receive 15% off standalone products. Their year at a glance reading will be 13 cards, which means they receive a card for each month of the year, as well as a card for their overall forecast for the year. 10% off consultations, and 50% off 50% off of the birthday gift, which would be a full 13-card birthday reading. So that's a year at a glance from your birthday, from birthday to birthday, along with a full-size product. So that means they get that $77 service for about $35, about $35, $40. And that year, just to reiterate or to clarify, that 13-card year at a glance reading. So for the Turmeric tier, you can really get 2 year at a glance readings. You can get one at the new year, whether it's in January or April, wherever you celebrate or acknowledge the new year beginning, or you can get that and you can also get that from birthday to birthday if you decide to do the 50% off of the full-size birthday gift. If you have any questions about the tiers, ask them now while we are talking about it, so you can get whatever clarification you need about the tiers. If you have any questions about the tiers as I'm talking about the standalone products, feel free to drop them in the comment box and I will answer those questions. And I just want to, what the fuck? Why am I so fucking clumsy today? Now I'm gonna smell like ashes and shit. Okay, if you have any questions about the tiers, drop them now. Hey, walking in my purpose. Okay, so papers, consecrated papers that are being created between today and tomorrow, which means if you order them, I'll be able to just send them straight out. So I am going to start, as you guys know, my guiding purpose mission is interconnectedness. Connecting to other children of earth. That includes plants, that includes animals, not just human beings. And it also includes the elements, earthly elements. Okay, so fire, water, air, and earth, and things that are direct, the way they directly connect to and through other things. Okay, that is what I do. And so one of my favorite things to do is to work with those different beings, work with those different entities to make consecrated materials. And the materials that I've been consecrating mostly nowadays is paper, so that people can use them for communications with their ancestors, with communications to the elements, and communications to their higher self. And that can be in the terms that could be in like gratitude, or you can do that with petitions, with making petitions. They are not petition papers. Calling them petition papers means that the primary purpose is to ask for something, to request something. And these are really for deeper, more authentic, more intentional communication. You can ask for things as you engage in that communication, but that is not the purpose of the consecrated papers. Okay, so the ones that I have right now, so fire as an element, as an energy, has been loud as shit and ever present as shit for me. So what you guys saw that I posted, those were actually papers that were blessed and consecrated with fire, along with fire. And I used herbs that are very fire energy heavy, that are aligned to the sun, that are aligned to the energies of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So these are herbs that have like the fire aspect of Jupiter, or that are very connected to Mars, very connected to the sun. So consecration, that is a very good question, Charlie. So consecration is making something sacred. It is imbuing it with holy and blessed and sacred properties and purpose. So like holy water is consecrated water. Holy oil is consecrated oil. It's elevating something to a spiritual purpose. Oh my gosh. Yes, dude, definitely get some for Ivy. Oh my goodness. And she can like paint on them. I love Ivy so much. My niecey boo. All right. So in the fire consecrated papers, I've used marigold, lavender, sunflower, thyme, elderberry, and bay leaves. And those are 4 for $20. And you can purchase those through Patreon or through my DMs. Also, I have one that I called Island Tings. And these are, I made these with West Indian people in mind. So people who have blood ties to the Caribbean, you know, as far back as they know or can remember. Those of you in particular are who was in mind when I created this one. And it is Mauby bark, datura, orange, star anise, rosemary, cinnamon, and cloves. I love Ivy so much, yo. And the fact that of all the words she could have latched on to write was Oracle. Like, yes. Yes, Charlie. So a benefit would be for burning it for your ancestors, and I would say to burn it to open up communication or write your communication directly on there, and then burn it so that it is sent up to them, similar to how Asian peoples, like in China, they use paper lanterns, and they, will whisper a wish. They will whisper a message to their ancestors, to their loved ones, into the lantern, and then they will send it up into the sky so it can elevate into the ethers for their ancestors. So similar. Yeah. So datura is for sacred remembering, and for like psychic visions and connections. And a lot of us who are from the West Indies, like, we might know that I guess send a review. I can't wait to hear. Yes, I cannot wait to hear how you worked with them, Lolly. Like, for real, for real. I cannot wait to hear how you worked with them, like, for real, for real. Also, I'll also be consecrating according to water, earth, and air as well. It's just fire been on me, so I had to start with fire. I feel like either air or water is going to be next. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, I did say orange peel for Caribbean ancestors walking in purpose. Mabi is bitter, but it's extremely refreshing. And so the Island Tings blend, consecration blend, is really to like connect us to our roots in a way that feels fulfilling, knowing that it might hurt, knowing that we might be brought to into the knowing and remembering of things that hurt, because our history is a painful one. Many people from the West Indies, their roots, as far as they can remember, linked to slavery. And if it's not slavery as kidnapped and stolen Africans from the continent, it is slavery of our indigenous ancestors. But there's a wealth of support, knowledge, information, and connection there that some of us only connects to on the surface. And this blend, these consecrated papers are meant to help with that. Oh, yes, I love Mabi, yo. Some people don't. Mabi is an acquired taste, and not just. But I feel like you have to start acquiring it kind of young, because otherwise you're gonna be like, the fuck is this? But I love Mabi. So for the fire consecrated papers, I have 3 sets of them available to purchase, and they are 4 for $20. Same thing with the Island Tings consecrated papers. There are 3 sets available for purchase, and they are 4 for $20. It is first come, first serve. If you Yeah, it's first come, first serve. If you but like I said, these are available as standalone for those in the motherware and turmeric tier. If you would like some consecrated papers because you like the idea of that sort of communication, I suggest that you either book a consultation, a full length consultation, or you can do the mini consult Mondays, which is tomorrow, and that's $15. And we can, sit down and talk about which blend would be good for you. Because to be honest, this one and the next, actually all of these that I'm talking about, they came to me through consultations, and I'm just like, this is something that other people should definitely use and can benefit from. MJ Mabi, Muby, Mauby is a bark. It's a type of tree. So Mabi is a bark. I put it away, but it rolls up a little bit at the corners, kind of like cinnamon does, but it's just a type of tree, and it's a bark. And in the West Indies, we boil it and steep it into a tea. It is very bitter, so we sweeten it, and then it has like, I don't know how to explain Mabi. It's just absolutely delicious. but it's a very weird and unique flavor and sensation. So a lot of people, if they haven't grown up drinking it, they don't tend to like it a lot of times. Sankofa is the next one, and Sankofa means to go back and get it. And the Sankofa consecrated papers are the purpose for those are to deepen the connection to the cosmic energies within you. So that means to the planetary energies within you. That means to God and the literal divinity within you. And those are going to be made with fern and with thyme. And there are 3 sets available for purchase, and those are 5 for $25. So fern has been growing since eras before the dinosaurs even became into existence, and still grows today. A lot of like the coal that we use has fern in it, because fern actually used to grow tall as shit like trees, and over time it has evolved to be like a smaller plant, but ferns are sacred and ancient and just they're old, okay? And so the connection to and through and with fern allows us to dig super deep and super far back within us, within our soul, to the beginnings, and thyme for that same reason. And so there I have 3 sets of those for purchase, and they're 5 for $25. Last set are I just called seeds, and this was for the seeds of Solomon, those who engage in Solomonic magic. And this one is also 5 for $25, and it includes hyssop, Damiana, cannabis, yerba santa, holy basil, and datura. So those are a lot of and cinnamon. How could I forget cinnamon? They love some cinnamon in Bible magic. Where is my pen? Where'd my pen go? Oh, there it goes. So this involves herbs that are used in the consecration of water for making of holy water, as well as herbs that are aligned with King Solomon and his works. How do you know if you're a seed of Solomon? Question. I don't know, because I feel like you just know. Yes, Lolly. I feel like you just know. So it goes beyond like having an interest. Yeah, it's more of a calling. And you probably, like, depending on how long you've been interested, Charlie, and like what that you just know. It depends on you, because everybody's calling is gonna come through differently. It's not, just like, oh, I had a dream or I keep having dreams. It's not, it'll be things like you'll find yourself already connected to and already moving along with the things that King Solomon embodies. Like, you'll already be moving within that energy when you come into contact with it. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. I mean, exactly, Lolly. So keep looking into what has piqued your interest, what called you into like acknowledgments of King Solomon and his works. Hey, Frozen Yogurt, hey sis. And then you'll know, because to be honest, like, I just recently bought my Keys of Solomon the King book, and I haven't opened it yet, but like, I know, like, me personally, I knew that like I was meant to Empress, and the things that she was talking about, some of the things that she mentioned stuff like that. Like he is able to work with those spiritual entities. Feeling like, okay, I was really working on like my connection with stuff like to and through me, and the archangels Uriel and Jophiel presented themselves to me through downloads and stuff. And then I found out that Archangel Uriel was actually one of the first angels and was believed to be the angel that like first worked with him. And I was like, oh shit. Like I was just like, oh, I'm not ready to look into the Solomonic magic stuff, but it was just like, you gonna get this work anyway. So like it's stuff like that, like you just know. Okay, so Charlie, that's what I'm talking about. You just know. Like you just know. And like I used to be obsessed with drawing pentagrams and drawing stars when I was younger. And then at some point, like I started also drawing the Star of David as well, like everywhere. So I feel like when you become aware of King Solomon and his works, like something will click in you. It's just like, oh, that's why my whole life basically like it's not something that developed, it's something you know. My fire. Okay. So last round of standalone stuff before we get to before we get into and another thing that like helps you like just know. So if you're someone who, well, I'll give you my example. So when I was younger, West Indians are known for being very religious, right? When I was younger, my family went to church as a family, but then like my mom's not really religious like that, and my father, he only goes to church when he's in Antigua because there's not really churches within his. You didn't miss anything yet, like my fire. I'm just doing some updates right now. His denomination of the church that my family went to for generations in Antigua doesn't really exist up here. They're Moravian and they don't really have that denomination up here. So he was just like, I'm not really pressed to go to church because we out here going to Baptist and Methodist churches and like, they don't practice the way I practice. They don't believe as I believe. So they wasn't really pressed to go to church no more. So they stopped. But me, I've always been interested in having a genuine, authentic relationship with God. So I'd have them drop me off at church by myself, or I'd go meet my cousins and go to church with my cousin. Like, so I always sought a deeper and truer relationship with God on my own. And I feel like that's another sign too, is that your desire to build a relationship with God it extends beyond like the practices of others. Like you're wishing, like you're using the connection that you are privy to forge an even deeper relationship. So to me, that's another sign, excuse me, that you might possibly be, a seed, because that's what Solomon prayed for. Is he prayed for wisdom, he prayed for grace, he prayed for like a genuine understanding and connection with God. And that's really like, Okay, so other standalone products. Again, standalone products are available to Motherwort and Turmeric Teas. Everybody else will need to book a consultation and we'll see what is best for you. I do that because those at the Motherwort and Turmeric Teas, like they have greater access to me and the stuff that I do. So I know that through working with me, I know the way they're thinking and operating when they think of the products that they want to use. And so like it's easier for me to trust that they've selected the right product. It's easier for me to receive that order and modify it because I know them, because I've worked with them closer. So that's why the Motherwort and Turmeric Tears are able to stand alone, like the other tiers are not. It's not because they paid more money. It's because those at the Turmeric and the Motherwort tier, the Turmeric tier, you guys get 15% off I'll leave that information posted on Patreon, so those who have access to those things can order them. Some of the blends that I have, so my blends, it has an inspired name, an affirmation / mantra that goes with it that you meditate on before you make the tea, as you're making and steeping the tea, as you're stirring in whatever you're stirring. So the first one is trust your gut. The affirmation is, I trust my body and knows what I need. And that blend is green tea, ginger, bay leaf, cinnamon, cloves, and marjoram. The next one is brighter days. The affirmation for that one is, peace and happiness are my birthright. And that blend contains jasmine, lavender, bay leaf, ginger, calendula, star anise, alfalfa, and lemongrass. The next one, and this next one is one of my absolute favorites. It smells so good. It tastes so good. It makes you feel so good. It's called Nia, Walk in Faith with Purpose. And the affirmation mantra for that is, I am required to walk my path and watch blessings manifest accordingly. And that blend contains dandelion, cloves, mugwort, lemongrass, rose, hyssop, basil, lavender, sorrel, and soursop leaf. And the last one is sacred. You can also do the spiral. I didn't have that written down because that's like a ritual, and so I didn't want to just include it with the teas because I would never sell it as like a tea. It would be like, here's a ritual guide in the bath and the herb mix that goes with it. But the last one is sacred space, and the affirmation and mantra for that is, I am a blessing and I treat myself accordingly. And the sacred space blend comes with rose, sorrel, astragalus root, red raspberry leaf, yerba santa, ginger, and coconut. Okay, so those are standalone products. In addition to oils, I have Archangel Jophiel oil. I can make any of these blends. Honestly, any of these blends can be infused into oils to go into just like an oil itself, or to go into a daily spiritual sealing, which is like a spiritual bath, but is a covering that you can put on and wear all day. Whoever just came into YouTube, hey, it don't tell me who you are, but I see you. So yes, I will post all this information on Patreon for those on the motherwort and turmeric tier. And everyone else, these are things that I also like look to when we do your consultations, as things I already have, but also for the most part, and those who have had consultations with me will be able to attest that a lot of your stuff is made to order specific to you anyway. Hey sis! Hey True! My soror just tuned in on YouTube. Hey Tosh, you guys are right on time. I just finished with the updates, and we about to get into these week at a glance, these weekly forecasts. I'm actually True, I am going to end the stream on YouTube and start it over so that like the updates are separate from the weekly forecast. So sit tight right here on Instagram. I'm gonna close out of YouTube and restart it so that it has the forecasts separate. Your herbal blends for sipping and soaking. Yes, Riem. The herbal blends are for sipping and soaking. All of my blends you can put into a bath. Most of my blends are made with things that are also edible. I will specify for sure if the blend is not edible. Okay? Give me 1 second to restart the YouTube.